Well, 2021 in America is starting off pretty shitty. The quote unquote number one superpower in the world became the laughing stock after the Capitol building was raided yesterday, while Congress was counting votes for the Electoral College. And if you're not in America or you just don't know what the Electoral College does, they count the representatives and for the election, presidency election, and whoever gets the most votes or 270 votes, 270 votes first wins the presidency for the office of President of the United States. Congress was meeting and ready to count the votes, and it was a pretty surefire thing that Biden was going to get elected into office. But Trump supporters showed up in what began as a protest that quickly turned into a huge embarrassment for our country. Outside, they paraded Confederate flags, American flags, Trump flags, and even tried climbing the wall to the inauguration stage. Eventually, they made their way through Capitol Police and made their way into the building. Congress was quickly escorted out with Mike Pence, our vice president, who was there at the time. During the chaos, there were reports from multiple news outlets that shots were fired from inside the building to the people outside, which hasn't been confirmed, but many people report shots were fired near or inside that area. We don't know how many have been hurt or killed except for one woman, and I think, updating this because this is a day old, I think 4 people have died as well. On the outside, there were many people at that protest, and I wouldn't even know what police would have done with the amount of people out there. But Mayor Muriel Bowser of the District of Columbia set a citywide curfew for the District of Columbia from 6 p.m. on Wednesday, January the 6th, until 6 a.m. on Thursday, January the 7th. It didn't apply to essential workers and included media with outlet-issued credentials. During this, the protesters clashed with police, with Trump tweeting out that Mike Pence should have the courage what needs to be done and encouraged all protesters to stay peaceful and respect the Capitol Police and all the first responders, but goddamn, that did not happen. If anything, they showed a huge lack of disrespect for the police, which is kind of funny coming from the crowd that supports Blue Lives Matter and other Blue Lives Matter movements. But that's my reporting on the situation. Let me just give you guys my quick 2 cents real quick. And before I start, this isn't me taking sides. This isn't me being like, oh, Trump supported terrorism, or yeah, they were justified in what they were doing. This is just my 2 cents on the topic. But honestly, this whole situation is really embarrassing and a stain on our country. And if Trump had even a small chance of becoming president ever again, it's all gone now. And I kind of feel bad for other Trump supporters that are just like, normal people who just support Trump, because now they're going to get the bad rep they already have is going to become even worse. Maybe, goddamn, even 10 times worse. But I'm sure not all Trump supporters support that riot, but it really does suck because they're going to be clumped into the same space as the people who were invading the Capitol building. Also, I've heard many arguments from many people like Shaq, Kenny the Jet Smith, people on Twitter, people on my Instagram, just people in general saying, what if the people who did that were black? What if the people of Black Lives Matter did that during their movement? Because they had people out there quick for the Black Lives Matter movement. I mean, quick, protecting that Capitol building. And I've heard people say that, oh, they would have gunned all them down, no rubber bullets, they would have killed them. And coming from a black man, I can honestly say, I don't know what would happen. It's one of those things that's very situational. Same with this, like in any situation like this, I feel like anyone can be shot and killed. There was a woman shot and killed during that incident, and I felt like if black people tried to do that, someone probably would get shot too. It's just a really situational question, because there are some people who were 100% sure that they would have gotten shot, and there are other people saying that maybe not, and I'm in that camp of maybe not. But in all honesty, I felt like if someone was to get shot, that would be a whole another thing in itself. Like, it's just the way that it goes. I really can't even answer that question of what if someone got shot. because during those riots, they were using the Black Lives Matter protests and riots. They were getting hit with pepper rounds, rubber bullets, tear gas. But honestly, I don't think they would be dumb enough to use live rounds against civilians, especially black civilians, because that would just be a whole nother controversy in itself. That would be a huge controversy. Just the police just opening fire on anybody, or the National Guard opening fire on anybody, a crowd of people painted as protesters, that would just be hell for America. And it's just, like I said, very situational. But the whole situation to me is overall is very fucked up. Some of the scenes I've seen on social media with people screaming "fuck Black Lives Matter," chasing police around the Capitol building, and literally just people just causing an uproar. It's a really bad stain for us, and I wouldn't be surprised if the world was laughing at us right now. But truly from the bottom of my heart, I'm just hoping that the transfer of power goes over well, because I really don't want the jokes of a civil war to come true. That's pretty much the last thing our country that has literally been breaking at the seams for the past couple of years. I hope it never leads to that. That would be that's just a scary thought, and a even scarier reality to think about. But before I go, let me leave you guys with this, because I thought about this for a while, especially with the riots. What was this attitude when we were getting screwed over and over again by Congress and our reps during this global pandemic and financial crisis? Like, for real. Most Americans are currently living in poverty and struggling to make ends meet, while Congress and our reps could care less. They even took a Christmas vacation 2 days before federal unemployment policies would expire, and if that were to happen, that would have fucked over hundreds and thousands of people. Or what about when our government puts us in unnecessary wars that kills our mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters because of oil or other interests that line their pockets, and in the end makes the American tax fuck man, I'm kind of upset, but it just makes our tax dollars just fucking skyrocket, and that's not even all of it. All the laws that invade our privacy and daily lives, that tap our phones in the name of fighting terrorism. Or for me personally, where was this energy, bro, when they were putting crack in our neighborhoods, bro, in the 80s? Just as a black man, that's a legitimate question I have. If it's just so much shit that the government has done, not to just screw over me, my people as a black man, but just everybody in the United States, black, white, Latino. If you can be anybody anyway, the government has most likely screwed you over. But here's one thing though. But just imagine if we all just came together, not caring if we're Republican or Democrat, black or white, gay or straight, but just we come together as one to remind our government that they serve the people. Because it seems that sometimes they really forgotten that, and it sometimes seems like we forgot that too. But that's all I'm going to say. If you have any comments, leave them down in the comment section. And this is me signing off and telling you, if a civil war ever happens, switching to your secondary is much faster than reloading. I'll see you guys later, man. Peace.